Okay, let's talk a little bit about my personal background. I wanted to share my blog story background because it could be relatable to some of you. But if most of you are here, it's because you want to learn a little bit more about blogging before you dive in, so you're doing some research. That I did not do. So kind of my lessons learned story, so to speak. I started blogging in 2010. Several friends suggested that I start a blog and share our annual wine mixer party and craft nights and the things that I did that I thought were normal things that girls do all the time. They're like, you really should be capturing this and sharing this, which was news to me. So I started on Blogger. Blogger was free, user-friendly. I could design it myself. I didn't have to get a graphic designer. I could choose the layout, how I want things to look. Looking back now, I couldn't imagine having a blog without a graphic designer or having personal knowledge in Photoshop and editing and stuff like that, which I don't have. So I went at it that way. And shortly after starting to blog, I realized there were several ladies who shared similar interests, similar styles, but they were actually getting paid to do this. They were partnering with companies and showcasing product, and I was like, whoa. I was just mind blown. So at that point, I started to do a little bit of research. So I started it, I wouldn't say the wrong way. There's definitely not a wrong way to start. I just definitely did not do my research as I wish I would have. After doing research, I came across the Martha Stewart Dreamers and Doers group, which is no longer in existence, but it was for a good couple of years. And being part of that group, I was able to go to New York City. A small group of us was. And we toured her studio. We got to learn a little bit on the backside of how things operate. We got to go to a taping of her show. We heard multiple presentations by some experts. And that's really when I learned how things work, why they work a certain way, why people in the blog world, online world, magazine world work so far in advance. How you're able to get these opportunities. And I chatted a lot with the fellow attendees. At that point, I had never had a sponsored post. I didn't know how one would get a sponsored post, how you would partner with brands. Wasn't quite sure how any of that happened. So it was really nice to have that opportunity to chat and connect and learn a little bit more about how that worked. Again, that goes with I should have done some research. Instead of just saying, oh, you think I should start a blog? Let's do that tomorrow. Throw some stuff up and then figure it out later. Nothing wrong with that again, but I just definitely would have been at a different point than I am now if I would have known that. The Dreamers and Doers event really inspired me to create BlogFet. This is year 4 for BlogFet. Yay! And the reason I felt really inspired is because the power of connecting. Connecting with fellow bloggers, entrepreneurs is a pretty powerful thing. You don't know what kind of friendship that could build from it, the connections that they might have, that they'd be willing to share with you, collaborations. I mean, I really could just go on and on just about that topic. So I decided that there really should be something like that in Orlando. The Central Florida area. So there's 25 to 30 of us who attend each year, and we really just power through specific topics. So we come together to, be educated and updated and engage with one another, connect with one another. So it's been pretty powerful, and again, super blessed that we are approaching year 4. After attending Dreamers and Doers and creating BlogFet, I decided to move away from Blogger. I was really stepping up my game, so I moved to WordPress. And at that point, I also changed the name of my blog to Melissa Creates. Previously, it was Truly Chic Inspirations, which is quite long. I was never 100% satisfied with the name. It just kind of quickly came to me, and I said, oh, that sounds good, let's go with it. I have some pictures from last week's party to throw up, so let's do it. So it worked well for me for quite some time. Excuse me. But Melissa Creates really encompasses everything that I do and covers me well. So I moved to WordPress, which at the end of this video you'll be able to download a form that gives you the differences between Blogger and WordPress so that you're able to decide which one's really going to work best for you. I do know people who still use Blogger and have partnered with companies and have sponsored posts, so I'm definitely not by any means saying you can't have that on Blogger. But there's just reasons that I would choose WordPress, and I'm much happier with WordPress. There is a fee with WordPress. I did have to get a graphic designer involved and such, but again, there will be a sheet for you to download to look at the two different options and what's going to work best for you. So after the name change, moving to WordPress, I attended Alt Summit in Utah. Alt Summit really helped me kick things up a notch. I was nervous to attend this event. It wasn't the same group of bloggers I was traditionally around, which was a good thing because you need to connect and go outside of your comfort zone. So the presentations were phenomenal. You can see more about that on my website, melissacreates.com. I believe it's titled Mind Blown by Alt Summit. So it was great, and that's when I really got to see these women and entrepreneurs taking the things to the next level, and this being their full-time job. So inspired from Alt, I came home and opened up Shop Melissa Creates. I've always had this little fangirl side, but I really didn't want to emphasize that too much on Melissa Creates, even though it is part of me. And so I made some mugs. My I'm Famous on My Blog mug. I made a couple cell phone cases, some stationery, some Divergent and Hunger Games and Harry Potter inspired coffee mugs. And there'll be a link to my shop if you want to poke around there. But that was really another way for me to have an avenue of money flowing, B, be able to promote and enjoy another side of my personality, and C, try a new venture. There's nothing wrong with trying something new, and that's definitely something Alt Summit inspired me to do. So then, after all this, I am now doing this full time. As of January 1st, 2015, I decided to leave my full-time marketing career. I do assist the company that I previously worked for as a consultant-only basis, but was working full-time. And I really pushed myself, and over these past few years, I've learned quite a bit, and now know that I can make income off of this, and I could truly do what I love and support and help others do the same thing if that's the direction that you might be going. So that's pretty much my backstory. Started off blogging for fun, used a totally different platform than I'm at now, had no idea what sponsored posts was, did no research, then attended multiple events, multiple conferences, created a conference, opened a shop. So I've done quite a bit these past several years, and there's going to be even more to come, which is super exciting. But that's pretty much my background story, is starting things a little bit different than most people would start. So that's something to definitely consider. How do you want to go at this? Is this truly for fun? Are you looking at making an income? If you are looking at wanting to bring in a little bit of money, is it simply just that? It's fun with a little bit of extra cash. So there's quite a bit of things to consider, and I hope that you take my personal story as a little bit of inspiration as the direction that I went, the steps that I took, and if I would have done the research that I do now and know now, I would have started things very, very differently. So hope that was a little bit helpful for you, and then we're going to dive into a few things to ask yourself before you start blogging, and a couple of more resources that I'll list for you.